WWE has signed some major deals over the years, from billion-dollar TV deals to long-standing partnerships with some high-profile companies. Once the company went mainstream, the possibility for collaborations were pretty much endless. However, recently, it seems like it's gotten a bit out of hand. There's sponsorships in the ring, sponsorships on the announce tables, and I knew the plot was completely lost once we had Slim Jim sponsored tables and Fireball ladders. And though these deals are great for the company, there are a few times over the years where fans were on the losing end of one of WWE's major deals. So I wanted to talk about some of the worst deals WWE has signed over the years. Starting with the most recent one, WWE has recently announced that starting in 2025, US premium live events would move to ESPN Plus as part of a new broadcasting deal, meaning fans will now have to pay $30 a month in order to watch the latest premium live event. Now, streaming has become a major issue, with multiple companies having their products spread across multiple streaming services. It's become a major headache to be a fan of anything. This move separates WWE's content even more than it already had been and gives weekly viewers another $30 bill a month, as if the cost of living wasn't already ridiculous. The deal led to immediate backlash from the fans, and as of this recording, they're currently building for WrestlePalooza, which will be the first premium live event taking place on the ESPN Plus app. We'll have to see how it all plays out and if any adjustments are made. But as for now, it stands as one of the worst moves WWE has made, especially under the branch of TKO.
To connect with
Young, Tout was one of those weird WWE experiments that they did during their social media push era. This was during the early 2010s. You might remember every match needing a Twitter poll for some reason, and they began using a trending on Twitter graphic during every segment as well. And that part I actually thought was a good idea, which is probably why they still do it to this day. Kinda like an early TikTok. However, something else already existed around this time that was even more popular, that being Vine. And as quickly as Vine fizzled out, Tout had even less of a chance. The app launched in 2011, allowing users to upload 15-second videos, and WWE got in on it pretty quick, as they would begin investing in the company in July of 2012. And not only did WWE invest in the company, Vince McMahon himself put money into it. And to their credit, they were ahead of their time. But it became a problem for the fans once WWE began to integrate it into the weekly programming. Wrestlers would record short Tout clips backstage, and they would play them as promo segments during the show.
I came here and accomplished everything that I said I was going to do. There's nothing left for me here to conquer. I'm leaving the WWE, and I'm never coming back.
Brock Lesnar! Holy hell! It is! Oh my God! What? Holy shit!
Not only that, fans were encouraged to record their own reactions on Tout, and WWE would feature them on the show. A concept similar to how they use popular streamer reactions now. Oh shit, is that Ross and Dub? The absolute worst part of WWE's incorporation of Tout had to be the fact that Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole had to consistently plug the app throughout every show. Send us your reaction on Tout became a weekly quote.
How cool is that? If you tout, you can be live right here with us on Monday Night Raw. Man, how cool is this?
Oh, tout it out!
Now, the idea itself was not a bad one. It just happened to be a case of right idea use an app that felt super inorganic, and the competing social media apps almost immediately surpassed Tout upon their debut. WWE would aggressively promote the app for about a year, but in late 2013, they would slowly start to phase it out of the show, leading to the age-old question, what happened to Tout?
And to be honest, I think that it's misunderstood in a lot of the world. When you come here to Saudi, it's just a wonderful place.
In 2018, WWE signed a 10-year deal with Saudi Arabia's General Sports Authority. These shows were extremely lucrative for WWE, reportedly making $50 million per event. But more often than not, especially in the earlier days, the cards felt like they were pretty much glorified house shows, with a lot of weird booking and some of the shows not even feeling like they were canon. And WWE drew major criticism initially from this deal, and still faces a bit of the backlash to this day. In the very beginning of the deal, stars like John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens refused to work various shows. And aside from that, many pay-per-view quality matches felt like they were wasted on shows that felt disconnected from the rest of the product. Either that, or we would get some of the most hard-to-watch matches from legends we know and love from over the years, far past their prime. Luckily, Shawn Michaels retired in 2010 and didn't besmirch his legacy with any of this nonsense. Since the initial Saudi Arabia event and under the new Triple H regime, the shows have gone on to be a bit more meaningful, but still feels a bit excessive. Many fans, including myself, were a bit disappointed to see that John Cena vs. CM Punk for the last time took place after a 3-week build at a place that the two have no history at. Alongside that, the 2026 Royal Rumble will be taking place in Saudi as well, with them also reportedly trying to get a WrestleMania hosted there. The deal is set to expire in about 3 years, and with the amount of money that WWE makes per show, I'd say it's almost guaranteed they end up renewing. The new regime in WWE has the chance to improve booking and promotion for the shows. However, enough damage may have already been done in the past for the reputation of the Saudi shows to recover from.
In the United States, WWE Network is moving to Peacock.
On March 18th, 2021, it was announced that the WWE Network would cease to stand alone as its own app and would join the Peacock library. Now, the WWE standalone app was by no means perfect, and the idea to combine their streaming library with an already popular streaming service was actually a pretty good idea. However, they didn't choose a popular streaming service, they chose Peacock. But I'm sure we all remember the WWE Network original programming, shows like Swerved, a show that served pretty much as WWE's Punk'd, Ride Along, a show that followed a pair of superstars from one show to the next, and The Edge and Christian show that totally reeked of awesomeness. Well, I don't know what the fuck that show was about. Upon the network migrating to Peacock, every show that was currently being produced would end up being canceled, and network specials would begin to get produced significantly less. Alongside this, the app running on Peacock was absolutely awful. Just filled with awful technical issues like the search engine being useless, the timestamps being taken away, and a lot of classic shows and moments were either edited heavily or just straight up missing, leading to multiple fans voicing their criticism of it or just straight up not using it at all. And with Raw being on Netflix, and the PLEs being on ESPN Plus, and SmackDown being borderline unwatchable some weeks, there hasn't really been a reason to open the WWE Network or Peacock for a very long time. The streaming deal with Peacock is set to end in March of 2026, and is more than likely that the WWE Network will either be moving to ESPN Plus or to Netflix. And I would say either way is an upgrade from Peacock.
We welcome you to our brand of football.
In 2001, Vince McMahon decided to start his own football league. And although this isn't a deal WWE specifically made, it was still a Vince McMahon decision that impacted WWE twice. In 2001, WWE's creative focus started to lose the plot a little bit, right after WCW folded. And a huge reason for this was because Vince McMahon had his attention split between the WWE and the XFL, leading to him leaving creative in the hands of some rather incompetent people. Leading the Invasion angle, a storyline that had the potential to be one of the greatest of all time, to fall completely apart before it ever really hit its peak. And not even 2 decades later, history would repeat itself, as in 2018, Vince McMahon would decide to relaunch the XFL once again, also sacrificing the quality of WWE creative once again. WWE in 2018 and a bit of 2019 were some of the toughest times creatively. It's like they found the most boring formula and continue to repeat it. That formula being 50-50 booking. The first time around, the XFL started off with a huge viewership, and that would drastically drop on a week-to-week basis. And the second time around, in 2018, they announced that the league was going to be scheduled to start in 2020, meaning it was doomed from the start.
Welcome to the premiere of Friday Night SmackDown on Fox.
In 2018, it was announced that starting October 2019, SmackDown would be airing on Fox, in a deal that earned the company $205 million per year over the next 5 years. And this was a huge deal for WWE. It came with increased visibility, a little bit more legitimacy, and literally hundreds of $millions per year in guaranteed money. However, fans soon came to realize that this was not the best move for the viewer. Broadcast networks like Fox have more commercial breaks than cable, and this was never more obvious than watching weekly episodes of 2-hour-long SmackDowns. And also because it's a broadcast network, WWE had to tone down their language, visuals, and storylines, all while making strange changes to the product to please the network executives, pushing more celebrity appearances, cross-promotions, and mainstream-friendly segments. The deal really impacted the quality of SmackDown, apparently enough for Fox to decide not to renew their contract with WWE, due to them being unsatisfied with their return on investment. SmackDown currently airs on the USA Network, in a move that led to mixed reviews, as the network seems to be much less involved than Fox was, and the quality of production has also improved as well under the branch of TKO. However, it's still too many damn commercials. The common theme I'm noticing here is that WWE will sacrifice the quality of their product and fan experiences, whether it's TKO or Vince McMahon. And as the company makes more money each year, it's looking like fans may have to spend more and more. Hopefully there can be a middle ground that's met, or we may be seeing the beginning of the end of the resurgence of wrestling in the eyes of the mainstream. And by looking at the prices of tickets, all these random advertisements, and unnecessary celebrity appearances, that may not be such a bad thing after all.